Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another story from Reddit for you. This one is from the AITA subreddit and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Making My Sister-in-Law Pay for a Professional Cleaning Service After She Cooked in My Kitchen? Last week, I invited my sister-in-law, who loves cooking, to stay with us. She offered to cook dinner as a way to show her gratitude. However, I have a meticulously organized and spotless kitchen due to my severe anxiety around mess and disorder, something that my family is well aware of. Despite this, after she cooked, the kitchen was left in what I would consider a disastrous state. Spills on the counter, pots not cleaned properly, and utensils misplaced. It took me hours just to calm down after seeing the mess. The next day, I calmly explained how distressed it made me feel and asked if she could cover the cost of a professional cleaning service to restore it to its original condition. She was shocked and upset by my request, arguing that she had already contributed by buying groceries and spending her evening cooking for us. My husband thinks I was too harsh and should have cleaned it myself or let it go this time. This has caused tension between us and his sister. So Reddit, am I the astronaut for insisting she pays for the cleaning service, knowing my issues with anxiety and cleanliness? Top comment, you're the asshole. Knowing your issues with anxiety and cleanliness, you need to take steps to manage those issues, like booking an extra therapy session, not letting people cook in your kitchen if it's going to send you into a tailspin, being clear about your expectations for how you would like things to be cleaned up afterwards, or helping to clean up so that you can make sure things get put away where you'd like them to be. If she cleaned up to a normal person's reasonable standards, then this is your issue, and you need to own it and not ask her to pay for a cleaning service. If you really feel you need that, pay for it yourself, although I doubt they would be up to your standards either. Damn good point. Thank her for the dinner and maybe have her cook for you at her place next time. I'm still wondering why OP didn't help to offer to clean the kitchen after sister-in-law bought the groceries and cooked the meal. If I was sister-in-law, I'd be done with that relationship. OP, your mental health challenges are not your fault, but you are responsible for how you handle them. You're the asshole. Spoken very, very well here. I think it's interesting that OP here says that they know my anxiety with cleanliness, so they should have done X. What, just automatically known your methods for everything and exactly where all the shit is supposed to go? Like, somebody coming else and using your kitchen is always going to create a little bit of disarray. And a professional cleaning service isn't going to be able to read your mind either. So unless you have a binder that explains your processes and your rules, which would be a very Monica Geller thing to do, right? Unless you have a binder that gives specific instructions or are there to instruct, you cannot expect people to be able to read your mind and to do exactly what you would do. That's the real issue here, is somebody didn't do what you would do in your space, and that's hard for you. But it wasn't clearly communicated at a time. There were no clear expectations set, so your expectations are your own. And if it made you uncomfortable, agreed with the top comment here, it's on you to either jump in and clean it up to your standards or clean it with her so that you can make sure it's getting done, or pay for a professional cleaning service yourself, because this is a you problem. I do agree with the commenter, though. I don't think a professional cleaning service is going to be up to your standards. I think you would be just as disgruntled by them as you are with your sister-in-law. And I think it was extremely disrespectful to ask her to pay for a professional cleaning service because her cleaning wasn't up to your anxiety standards after she had paid for groceries to make you dinner and made you dinner and still cleaned up the kitchen, just not to your standards. I think it is extremely disrespectful. And you are an asshole. How big of an asshole are you? It was cleaned up, though. I don't think there's anything. Spills on the counter, pots not cleaned properly. Okay, so if it was truly messy, I think that's one thing. But spills on the counter, I'm imagining as like a dot. 2 dots maybe, pots not cleaned properly, utensils misplaced. Because OP is explaining to us how much anxiety they have about things not being done exactly their way, I think the disastrous state here is very minimal in my mind. If it is truly like a massive mess, one of the clues here that points me in that direction is pots not cleaned properly and utensils misplaced. When she said spills on the counter, I'm like, okay, like this could be a big mess and she just didn't clean up anything. Then reading pots not cleaned properly, I'm like, okay, she did clean. She just didn't clean the way that OP wanted her to. And then utensils misplaced. I'm like, yeah, confirmed. It is just not the way that OP wanted her. You wouldn't put the utensils back until after you had cleaned them. So she cleaned those as well. So the question was, am I the astronaut for making my sister-in-law pay for a professional cleaning service after she cooked in my kitchen? That's not what really happened. If you did make her pay for that, yeah, I think you would definitely be an asshole. I think it's definitely shouldn't have done it. It might be a 1. You might be a 1 for this, but I think you're being driven by your own anxiety right now. But that's a you problem. Like I explained earlier with the laundry thing, I jump in and do laundry because it's a me problem. And it feels good to me to have it done. You, the kitchen cleaned up to your standards, feels good to you. I wouldn't expect other people, if they jumped in and did a lot of laundry, to do things to my processes or standards. I think you're imposing that on someone else. It is very, very similar to our laundry story here. It's imposing your isms onto someone else. So it's not a boundary. That's not a boundary anymore. It is just a conquest.